Okay guys, the first thing in this guide we're going to be covering is Lucian's ability slash passives, and then we're going to get into some combos and then the build later on. So let's first start off with Lucian's passive. Lucian's passive is called Light Slinger. Basically what it is when you use an ability, Lucian will get 2 auto attacks. He'll be able to fire 2 shots. As you can tell, he has 2 guns. So as you can see, here I'm not using my passive. I use my first ability. Look, I get 2 shots with my gun. Boom, ability, 2 shots. That's what the passive is. Alright, Piercing Light, the first ability. It shoots a bolt piercing light through an enemy unit, damaging enemies in a line for 253 physical damage. So as you can see, it's just that. It's as simple as that. It's really not too complex, guys. But basically what his abilities are for is to get that auto attack reset, okay? That's the most key thing. Alright, the next ability, guys, is the Ardent Blaze. It fires a shot that explodes at the end of its range and it hits the first enemy. And it deals 210 magical damage, and it also reveals them. So when it comes to Akali being in her shroud, or Evelynn being invisible, or people camping bushes, this ability will be great for it. And when Lucian or your allies proc the second skill, you will get a speed boost. So as you can see, you use your W, you proc it, you're moving quickly. See how I'm not moving fast right here? But when I auto attack this, I'm moving fast. That's the key thing. And it also has a splash, as you can see. Boom. All right. Next up is the Relentless Pursuit, which is one of the most important abilities. Quickly dashes a short distance. Cooldown is reduced by 1 second whenever Lucian hits an enemy with Light Slinger. That's a very key thing, guys. So as you can see right here, when I dash and auto attack, it reduces the cooldown. When I use my second skill and my first skill, it reduces the cooldown of my dash. But as you can see right here, it's just a simple dash that you could use. Boom, you could go over walls like this, short little walls. And if you want to reduce the cooldown of this ability, you just need to proc your passive and you'll be able to get your ability back up. Lastly, the ultimate, guys, the Culling. You fire rapidly for 3 seconds. Each shot do a bunch of damage, and it does a total of 2,706 physical damage. Lucian may be able to use his Relentless Pursuit, which is your dash, and you could also cancel this ability early. So as you can see right here, when you use it, you can cancel it whenever. And when you use this ability, you can use your skill 3, so you can reposition. Let me just put infinite cooldown so you can see how crazy this dashing is. Yeah, so you can basically use your dash with it. Alright guys, most of Lucian's abilities are simple, but when it comes to the combos, you need to understand it completely. So we're going to be getting into some combos. And the first combo is if you are in Pursuit. What you're going to want to do is use your third skill, second skill, and you're going to use your ultimate. So it's just like this. Boom, because you get the movement speed. This is if the enemies are running away from you and you need to close the gap on them, this is what you're going to want to do. Skill 3, skill 2, ult. Boom! You're not running away from me. But with that, guys, I got you covered all the time, especially when it comes down to ADCs. So I'm going to tell you a way to combo to be able to reposition in team fights. Let's say you're on this guy. What you're going to do, and you want to hit this guy over here. You want to use you're going to use your second skill, your ultimate, then your skill 3. Boom, baby. That's if you want to reposition. It's super key to use your second skill there because it gives you the movement speed to really move around with your ultimate. Next up, guys, this one's a little complicated one, but this is basically the way you get a bunch of procs with your passive. You're going to be using your skill 3, you're going to auto attack, you're going to use your skill 2, auto attack, use your skill 1, and auto attack. It's very simple, so just watch it. And boom, see, you'll be able to get the second dash. If you master this, your skill 3 will be off cooldown. So we're going to do that one more time. Boom, and as you can see, I have my second dash up. So it's very key. Remember this if you learn anything from this guide. Auto attack after you use an ability. It's so key. It's so key. And lastly, we're going to have this one very last intense combination where you're going to be using most of your abilities. You're going to skill 2, auto attack, skill 3, auto attack, skill 1, auto attack, and you're going to use your ultimate. Are you guys ready? Let's go. And also you have your dash up to reposition at the end. So basically, these are all the key combinations. I recommend you go watch them back to really see and master these. Also, there's very simple combos like flashing your abilities. You could flash your skill 2. You can flash you can flash your skill 3. You can flash your skill 2. You can see it right there. You can flash it. You can also flash your ultimate if need be. Now you can kind of flash this ability, but it's not really. You can't really flash it. So you can flash the second skill, the third skill, and the ultimate, but you can't really flash the first ability, as you could see. So with that, guys, let's get into the build / loadout you're gonna want to use. For the Lucian loadout, let's break down the items you're gonna want to run. Blade of the Ruined King gives him amazing stats. It gives him attack damage, it gives him attack speed, and it gives him vampirism, which is always great for ADCs or just attack damage champions. Then you're gonna want to run Infinity Edge because it gives you more attack damage and crit rate, which really helps you burst enemies down. For the boots, you could really run any type of boots, but Ionian boots give you ability haste, which is really important because Lucian's based around his abilities and passive. Next up, Sack Shiv gives you more crit rate and attack speed, which really helps with bursting targets down. And Static Shiv is absolutely nuts currently. Next up, Guardian Angel. You're going to need Guardian Angel because in the late game, guys, everyone has it out for the ADC. If you're an ADC main, you know exactly how it feels for all the Akalis, Camille's. Everyone wants to hop on you, even Alistar. So you're definitely going to need that Guardian Angel. Next up, Mortar Reminder. Mortar Reminder is a perfect counter building item, especially when it comes for armor penetration or anti-lifesteal. For the runes, you're going to want to run Conqueror, Brutal, Hunter Titan, and Sweet Tooth. But I like giving you guys some options. So let's talk about some options. You can run Champion if you feel a little risky. This is going to up your damage that you're going to be outputting, but if you do die twice, then you're going to lose all the stats of Champion. So if you want a safe rune, go with Brutal. It's very good to use. And let's say you have a winning laning phase or you feel comfortable with running Hunter Vampirism, that's also a good rune to use. But I recommend Brutal, especially for beginners. Next up, you're going to want to run Hunter Titan. I would keep Hunter Titan because the tenacity you gain from this is very beneficial because Lucian wants to be moving around and outputting as much damage as possible, and you do not want to be CC chained forever. Lastly, you're going to want to run Sweet Tooth, but if you do have a winning lane, I recommend you to give Hunter Genius a try because, as you can see, more ability haste, which allows you to spam your abilities more and get that passive engaged more when it comes to 1v1ing or team fighting. So with that, for the spells, you can run Barrier Flash or Heal and Flash, depending on what your support's running. That concludes the Lucian guide. I'm going to be showing gameplay in another video, but if you did enjoy this video and learn something new, make sure to like and consider subscribing. We're so close to 40,000 and we got the best ADC content out here, so be ready for that Lucian gameplay.